now follow. Tell them I'm finna spaz.
Alright, man, I'm here with the one and only Mario's Angels, originally out of Killeen, Texas, now in Austin, man. How you doing today?
Doing great, brother. Doing great. Feeling great.
That's awesome, man. So you're based out of Killeen, and that's how I originally met you, through graphics, through, just your artistic interests. So tell me about that from the jump, what has your hand in so many pots when it comes to the creativity?
What, has my hand in all of them?
Yeah.
Kind of like, what's like, why is it? Why am I doing all these things?
Right.
Really it's because I grew up with my mom, my dad, like they're both tattoo artists, but they're also artists in every other respect type of thing too, you know what I'm saying? Like they live their life like that. Right now my mom has hella businesses, like she doing accounting, lashes, tattoos, you feel me? And then there's also side hustles, you feel me? So those other three things are full businesses, like not just like side hustles.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Legit.
Like every single day she is like booked out, bro. People are coming to the crib or she doing her thing to, you know what I'm saying, to work. My dad has passed away, you know what I'm saying?
Condolences.
But he did my tattoos, all that. That's what I grew up on.
That's tough.
Tattoos is what I grew up on for real. I'm not as tatted as, you know what I'm saying, I need to be though.
That's cool though.
But you feel me?
That's
It's
awesome.
because I'm really waiting to like get my family like the right ideas and we can all work it together.
Right.
Like what your idea, what's my idea.
Put it all together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you kind of had that artistic background from your parents growing up.
Yeah, bro, I grew up like my dad, like it was crazy. Like, bro, I grew up, and these are core memories. Like rapping on his like microphone, he put me on the microphone and be like, "Hey, say like this intro, say like I love you, dad," or something like that, and they do like little intros with it and like put it in snippets and interludes and outros of they shit. You feel me?
That's hard.
So that's like I think about it sometimes too. It's like that's gonna imprint on somebody, bro. Like I done been imprinted by that. Like all my life, I wanted to just keep on doing that. Like I kept on finding those situations to kind of be in that spotlight.
Right.
Like they used to have me on the stage and shit. Like I could show you pictures, bro. Like
Yeah.
I got my phone set up right there, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. So
I could really show you pictures, bro. He got me on the stage and they was doing their thing down here with hella bands, DJs, venues, and my dad's a tattoo artist too, so they was really running shit. Like Killeen, bro, they was really running shit. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Like they really, like, everybody know my family here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really, you know what I mean? And then all my uncles too, they all do art. I remember my uncles being in prison and sending me their art. I would like go show the kids at school. They'd be like, "No, he didn't draw this." Like, kids just be like, just be mean when you're young. You feel me?
Yeah, bro. I had
I was about to say dickheads. I didn't want to say
I
dickheads.
had, my peoples were, my pops and my grandpa were locked up most of their life. My pops just got out like a year and a half ago, and he's always sent me the letter R, the big pictures and stuff like that. But
you feel me? Like that's just like that's part of like when you guys a family member in prison or jail. Like you gonna get some art, you gonna get some long letters, you gonna get some jewelry that they made out of like
little necklaces. Yeah, he made me a necklace out of newspaper. I said, "What's this man on?" Bro? Still got it though.
Yes, bro. Like my mom made me like this necklace that she said was out of mop string. I don't know if it was for real, but it's like it did feel a little like you know what I mean. But it was like white and orange, and it was because at the time I loved the Texas Longhorns.
Okay.
And it was white and orange, and it was a cross. And she knew that I was like really studying up on like religion at the same time too. And pulled that together, sent it to me, and I wore that thing for days.
Oh God.
And with yarn, that thing started breaking, bro. When yarn gets in water and shit, it started breaking. Exactly. I get water on me and shit. Bro, I'd start tying that bitch back together, all that shit. Yeah. Cause you know what I mean?
So your parents were from Killeen. This is where you were born and raised, Killeen, Texas?
Yes, sir. Born and raised like at Metroplex. You feel me? Like I was born at Metroplex.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Tell me about that kind of upbringing. A lot of artists and a lot of people that I come into out of here are kind of like myself. I'm military. I'm military brat. Or people come in and they enlist and get stationed out here. So
bro, you lose friends so much because they start moving. Well, not losing because you're still on the phone with them, but they be everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what that's like. No cap. You'll be living here, and then let's say you go to school. I went to school at Sager Ranch, and a lot of military kids is over there because those were the houses where, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they, like, rent them out, and they kind of have that cycle, like, okay, this military person come run it out for
Right.
so many years, they
Right.
lease it out,
Exactly.
then they give you these like stipulations, like you can leave if you want to, if you're in the military and stuff. So they have housing like that. But my point is, like, all the retired folk over there too, but they move away. Like, it'd be people come live next to you for like a year, be gone. And Killeen is just like that because all this military, bro.
It's right around the
Yeah.
right around the
So
corner.
it's so much diversity here. So maybe that adds to like that question earlier about how much art, like how we just working with different art.
That could
Like,
be true too.
some-
I feel like this new wave that's about to hit isn't the same.
I've been seeing a swag wave coming back. You
Swag,
feel me?
you
A
know,
swag
dudes
wave is
really
coming
just saying,
back.
I'm gonna pop my shit, I'm gonna feel myself, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my people with me. And that's my whole thing, is that we have the platforms now to highlight them,
Yeah.
and we have the avenues and the places for people to do so, and it's comfortable for them to do so. So
Yeah.
I think it's important now more than ever that Killeen gets the highlight for the types of creatives that your parents were. Because back then they probably had to fight a lot harder to get access to stuff like this. You feel what I'm saying? So for me, it's just a
Well,
ball
shit,
pusher.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Actually, that's a good point, because I done heard plenty of like, okay, I gotta go to this person who isn't gonna check my credit and do this and that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta really finesse out here, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't, especially back then. So yeah, I see what you're saying.
Tell me about kind of your day-to-day growing up. I know you mentioned prior to the interview that family is real big in your mind and in your heart with how you do your creativity.
So this wasn't like day to day. I'll give you, because I know what you mean. It's not like day to day, but like, let's say, so we can include like with my family and stuff like that too. Like, okay, my dad come pick me up. I'm with my dad. I'm with my brothers. We go to like a tattoo shop. You know what I'm saying? We chilling there. There's maybe a barbecue going on. We chilling, smoking. You know what I'm saying? Doing whatever the hell, and having fun. Like that stuff I remember from my childhood. I remember my dad picking me up and we going to like 4th of July stuff, and it'd be always like, cause like I live with my grandmama, like, cause my mom was in prison,
Right.
and I'd be living with my grandma and my uncle, so it'd be like random times I see the family is when my dad come pick me up. You feel me? But my family all over here, so
That's hard. Just jumping around once he got you, huh?
yeah. So imagine like a movie and it's like a kid is just like waiting for his dad to come pick him up, and then you just go have all kinds of fun. You know what I'm
Live
saying?
life, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
He pulled me in them damn tattoo studios or something too when I was like a little kid, bro. Like, and they was watching me, and I'd just be like tracing his drawings, and that's really how I got into drawing. I'd be tracing my dad's drawings, just like in the tattoo studio. Like he tagged somebody up, I'm over there just in the back. You know what I mean? Because they'd have studios and music studios in the back too. They'd have drawing areas. They'd have like the they had the light tables, bro, that you could just draw on with like put two different things on there. I traced all this shit. One time I drew a girl titties on there, and he took it all around the motherfucking tattoo studio talking about, hey, yo, look at my son. He drew this funny ass shit. Like,
That's hard.
but he was a funny man too, and that's where I get it from too. And my grandma, my mom, and all them funny.
I noticed
funny motherfuckers.
on the way up here, I came from Dean, right down that way. People out here don't know. It doesn't really matter for the explanation, but I saw you like a block and a half away because you were dancing.
Wait, here?
Yeah, you was outside lick dancing.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's just,
Yes,
to me, that's
sir.
just an
At all
example. Yeah,
times.
example of your energy, bro. You keep it up, even if you don't want to. You try to keep it up for the sake of
Yeah.
keeping it up because that's the kind of person you are. You
You
know
know
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying? Yeah, well, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I do be grouchy. Sometimes I'll be like the Grinch, no cap. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'll be like, it'd be like Christmas, and I'd be mad, like, you know what I'm saying. But it'd be like times like that, like, you know what I'm saying. It don't just be on a regular day, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were mentioning, your dad and going to his tattoo shop to trace things. I
Yeah.
noticed you have the Against the World on you, so
Yes,
just
sir.
to kind of move it into that creative space.
Oh yeah, like talk
you
about
know,
fashion and stuff.
moving into that. When did around what time did you become serious with the graphics and things like that? Like, okay, I can
like
really,
serious, like make money off of it.
Exactly.
Type of shit.
I
Like,
can really do this and pay some bills or go, explore some interest with
I
what
would
I
say
get
it's
from
actually
this,
been multiple times, bro. No
Yeah.
cap, because it's like I started this shit when I was a little kid, like on the computer, like little kid, like 4th grade, like on a fucking like computer with like 1 gigabyte of RAM, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Old school.
like Windows 96, Windows Vista or XP or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Remember that shit?
Super throwback.
Vista, I think.
Just check it out.
And I be on that thing, bro, just like making random stuff on just Paint at first, because obviously that's the first program and you just get in the computer. But bro, I was downloading games. I was seeing like how all types of people like move art around the world, like in 4th grade.
Right.
When I was in 4th grade, I really don't know the exact year. I ain't finna do no math. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
but
right
I
now?
was. It was probably like 2010. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It was probably like 2009, 2008.
Okay.
And you know, internet was crazy back then too.
Yeah.
Bro, I had a MySpace in 4th grade.
Yeah.
That's not good.
It was
Bro, that's not good.
that was around the time that kind of came out. That whole the social media really started, and the new wave came in for a lot of people to like customize the pages
You know what I'm
and
saying?
get real personal with it. I think that was one of the first.
That got me into internet culture for real, like right there. Like that got me into the internet culture like crazy.
Because when you think back to it, at least for me, once I think about that time, it was like I learned about like Tumblr after that.
I was finna say,
That's when
Instagram, Facebook,
that's-
Tumblr, all that.
That's kind of where my thought process behind blogging came from. Like it's a post and then you read the caption. Not Instagram was more so like a photo album for people to look at.
Yeah,
Tumblr
facts.
was a real blog.
The
It's still a
caption
real
really ain't
blog.
even matter. Like people want good captions, but you know you
Right.
can just put an emoji or nothing if
Right.
you want to.
Right.
And you know, it's really to just scroll down, see some cool pictures. Oh, what's going on in your life picture wise?
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Facts.
Back then it was literally just pictures too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they got
Oh,
reels,
shit.
all this other nonsense.
I remember when they first added video, I was like, isn't that YouTube?
Exactly.
But at the same time, like, I guess they do what they think.
Everybody trying to be number
Yeah.
one, so that's why
Everybody
now
wants to be like
YouTube has
Swiss Army
shorts.
knife.
Yeah, have
Yeah.
everything exactly because it's the most appealing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I didn't mention either. The man sitting before you is the one. Once you guys see all the graphics, you know, for people that don't know, all the graphics on the blog, the news, you know, format, the Zip Squad logo, is yours truly right here. So I want to give this man his flowers on camera. That's one thing I think. I'm gonna speak on the black community. We have a hard time doing is giving flowers to the public. We can do it behind closed doors all day. So I want to make that be known and speak that out and then have that out that way.
Shit,
People know like,
I feel like I noticed a lot of people doing that.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't notice like there's negativity everywhere in the world, but I see a good positive trend of people showing love.
I like
You
it.
know what I'm saying?
I'm not mad at it.
I
I'm
see
not
it.
mad at it. Tell me about how you moved into that partnership with Against the World. How you became their.
Shit, bro, it's just like I went to school with Chrissy,
Okay.
his little sister, and that's not like how this happened. Like it wasn't
Just
through
starting
her.
how the
Yeah.
connection
But you know what I'm
started type
saying?
thing. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna just give you like the whole timeline, like the whole image. I met Chrissy in like school, in like elementary school. So I've always known about Rendell. No cap, I've always like kind of in a sense looked up to him fashion wise because like everybody in Killeen know who Rendell is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like everybody in Killeen know a certain set of people. Like they used to be doing like something called Diamond Gang back then, and I was in like elementary school.
Yeah.
And I remember that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I think I was in Cove. And,
Yeah.
and I knew about
Remember that?
Yeah,
You
that's
remember
what's,
Diamond Gang?
That's what's crazy.
Yeah. So that's it. I feel
That's
like they got a
what's
lot of young kids into fashion back then because there was
Yeah.
other kids my age who was also like, oh yeah, look at that. Like, I mean, we was all making little gangs and stuff. I had a little ice gang. We called each other ice gang, and I was making like necklaces about it and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
that's
Like, bro, in school, I was just always doing shit like that. Let me not get on that track. Let me talk about ATW though. But we started doing a partnership out of nowhere because it was just like, hey man, let's work on some art. I made the art and it was like, yo, this is crazy. And just started putting me on the tags and all that stuff. And we started just literally doing it. It was no like, here's the set rules. And believe
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was
Very
like, we just started
organic.
working.
Very
organic. It just happened.
I love it.
It just happened.
I ain't gonna lie to
And
you.
bro, real deal, that's the situations I like. The situations I want to be in. Like, you got your brand, I got my brand. It intersects in some way because, you know, he's got like a cartoony style, like real poppy. Like, we got these pants that are like, you zip them open and this is a big ass zip. And the fucking zipper's like big as fuck.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's cartoony, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like accentuated proportions. You know what I'm saying?
The way I see
to
it,
say it in a nice fancy way.
the way I see it, I was talking to someone about gaming and the type of games I play. I feel
That's
like
the inspiration.
he may think about it as like the stuff that he's doing isn't stuff that is just normally imagined. So you know what I mean? Why? Like I play games like Apex, and I tell people, why would I play a game like Gears of War or like Call of Duty when I can just real life go grab a gun and shoot someone? There's extra little qualities and mix and
brings you
eccentric
into a different
pieces
world.
where you can be something a little bit more than. Y'all have the larger than life zippers. You know what I mean? And so for me, it's like you get to.
Like we could live a fantasy.
You can live. It's not even a fantasy. I mean, it's exactly. It's a reality.
It's a reality.
Y'all
but
get to
more
move into
so like everything you see in the fantasy world.
Exactly.
I mean,
and that's what I like about him is because he's very influential. You as well. That's why I think it happened organically because again, it's just like plants and things like that, bro. There's no need to add any artificial anything to it. It needs to be as organic as it can be because for that to grow together like that, it just makes for that much more of a better relationship moving down the line as y'all grow, whether it be individually or together. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, either way, it's like kind of like history.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's good history. That's the whole thing behind it is that at the end of the day, say you move one way, he moves one way, y'all continue to grow together and it gets tighter. It literally, however it goes, you will all have a positive experience to look back on because of how organic it was, because of the type of relationship that was built.
Yeah, everything's like
that's awesome.
I like events in time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like obviously that's like such a I have to say it out of nowhere, but it's like I love these like events in time where it's like, okay, this stuff happened and we can look back and be like, what else happened? And you know what I mean?
Right.
In a sense, let me give an example. Like I love the time when it was like 2012 and you know exactly when I say the word Pyrex.
Yeah.
Right.
The whole
I just gotta say one word, bro,
exactly.
the whole wave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And shit, it's like you gotta create events in the world. I mean, it pushes a idea, it pushes a conversation forward. And that's art.
Agreed.
Art is supposed to be a conversation. Like, why is this being made? Like, what is happening there? You know what I mean?
Right. I like that. So, how long have you been partnered with Against the World so far?
Shit, only like a few months. You know
Nice. Y'all dropped quite a few projects together, though, huh?
Yeah, we got some more stuff coming too, bro. Crazy stuff.
Nice.
Some stuff I feel like he should just like tuck it till we can do some marketing. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? But if y'all see that though, you know what I'm saying?
Be on the lookout for
we
that,
worked
man.
on this. This was like the first thing we did. It was like teasers, like little testing with it. And then we have like jerseys coming soon. You know what I'm saying?
I think I was talking to him the other day. I think he sent me a picture of his older one. It was an older one, I think, a jersey. It was like had like a dragon on it. It was blue.
Yeah. I have that one at the house. I was about to wear that whole today.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
But it's like cold outside. I was like, let's not
it's
top
getting
it out
colder.
right now.
Yeah, it's getting colder.
So you know what I'm saying? I got a shirt and it's got the Supreme shirt on right now. And
dripped out.
I was like, I need but I'm talking about I need some. It's a little cold.
Yeah. Y'all be on the lookout for that, man. So next, I want to move into I want to move into like the lifestyle and just kind of your transition. I know recently in the last year or so you've transitioned out to the Austin area. You've kind of elevated. You finally got, I would say, a good foundation. You got your people around you to be able to do so. So I saw you moved out that way.
So like when you say people around me, let's talk about that for real, because bro, that part, I've been blessed with that lately. Like if I got an idea, just hit up Rendell. You know what I'm saying? I got an idea, I can hit up Q. You know what I'm saying? I got my manager, I got producers, I got engineers, I got what was the other one I was just talking about?
Support system, right?
That whole support system.
Right.
Oh, basically, I'm creative directing Against the World, and then I also creative directing other artists too. So it's like, you know what I mean? I'm an artist. I'm creative directing other artists. I got people managing me. I got other artists that I'm trying to like have have their services and stuff like that. You know, work with them. I got animators, etc. At this point, all I need to do is do right. You feel me?
Right.
So I'm very happy, bro. No cap.
Nice.
At this point, I'm like, yeah, let's get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So long as I have the right ideas, so long as I'm going hard, I'm tapping in, we good.
Yes, sir. What's the transition been like out in Austin? Do you notice any differences out of Austin between there and
Austin's so
here?
different, bro, because like, first of all, everything's spread out, so it's like the places I've been wanting to go be like 30 minutes away, but it's still in the city of Austin. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like Round Rock to Austin. You know what I'm saying? Like there's this one place named Tyson's Tacos. They got this good horchata. They got good tacos, it's bomb, bro. But it's like 30-minute drive from where I live. You know what I'm saying? So, or like if we want to go on 6th Street, etc. But like I love stuff like that. Like going downtown, South by Southwest this year was cool.
Yeah.
What else, bro? Like it's just a cool vibe, bro. It's the type of place you can go. I don't want to say like that. You go butt naked, bro. You can walk down the street butt naked, and I promise you, somebody take their clothes off and do it with you.
Yeah.
I promise.
Yeah, I agree.
Somebody would take their clothes off and do it with you, and or you can start the Macarena line or something. They're gonna do it with you, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a place everybody looking at you like, what is that young man? You know what I'm saying?
It's a little more
cool.
open out there.
Unless you out there like walking around the suburbs, they might look at you a little weird.
Yeah.
You
I
got little
noticed,
old hippies out there too.
I noticed it's just more progressive in general than out here. This area is still.
You can make
like,
friends with people anywhere.
Some people still look at this area as a sundown, and some people still consider this a sundown town. So, and I didn't. So that's a racial thing. Basically, that means back in the day, if you went to a sundown town and you were black, you weren't supposed to be out past sundown because they basically. I won't say like the purge, but yeah, you
like. What do they still consider Killeen?
People that aren't from Killeen. And I know that because I've talked to people.
I was saying because like Killeen is like,
bro, you live here, and you're like,
know.
brother, what are you talking about?
You can do what
you live anywhere within 45 miles, almost 100 miles. You're like, bro, what are you talking about? I drove through there, bro. You're fine. But people that come from, I've met people that come from like Cali, Minnesota, like Seattle, random places. So they'll just Google some stuff and. And that's part of this media thing, bro. The media, certain credible media sites get prioritized.
I say there's a reason why that is a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't
the
take away
city
from
is
that.
kind of like, it does have bad roots from what I've heard.
Yeah.
So
it definitely does. I think that part of what's going on is trying to change the narrative, like you said. You feel like
I think that's changing though, bro. Because it's like there's so many black-owned businesses out here, bro. Like it's really black-owned out here. Like.
It's the studio right here, black owned.
Like when I went to school, exactly, bro. Like when I went to school, bro, it wasn't no like, oh, there's all these white kids. Like it wasn't no, there's just nothing but just one race in the school. No, it was like there's, you know what I'm saying? There's a place for you anywhere, no matter what. At least that would have seemed like to me like that was my image on it. Maybe somebody else would tell you something different, but that's because there is segregation still everywhere. Like. Even in convo, like even in relationships, like people might not have white friends or some shit. People might not have a black friend.
Right.
So
there's a lot of different areas.
Like not even on no like there is no color shit. It's literally like we are all in this. You feel me?
Right.
When you growing up in tattoo shops, we are all in this. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
You probably see all kinds of walks come to the tattoo shop.
Mm-hmm. The schools I went to, like we was all in this. It was all types of different races.
I realized just living that it's different areas out here that I think it just depends. It's like a sliding scale. Like
areas, though,
you come out here and live here, you know what it is, and then you go to Austin and I have the same thoughts as you. It's so progressive, it's so forward, and just to kind of put it in comparison, I went to college for a semester rather in Georgetown, right up the street. You think it's the exact same, and just the way that. You would think that it was out here. Yeah, it's all community homes and retirement homes and centers like that.
So certain places, we just can't like just go like that and not bothered. You feel me?
Right.
Like so, it's like okay, let's build up the other places or something.
Exactly. I respect that too because most times people don't really present it that way. That's a good argument though. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just because. There's all types of people too. Like there's invaders. There's people who want to invade and go like not like in a bad way too. It's kind of like in a sense like, man, we just weren't allowed there before. Let's go move over there.
Right.
Like turn it up. Like you get a nice house in the suburbs or something.
Right.
But then there's also like people who are like nurture this area or something like that. So, but we need both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Need to find
like I want to come back to Killeen one day if when I'm rich, you feel me?
Yeah.
And build the place up. You know what I'm saying? I want to build this motherfucker up. I want like studios like this, but like on a $1 million, $2 million, maybe $1 billion scale. Like, you know what I mean?
Next level.
I want Killeen like that just because I love the place I grew up here. You know what I'm saying? Where else? Where am I gonna build up another place? I wasn't born there. Ain't got
Exactly.
no heart there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But bro, it's crazy because Killeen got a culture like people
A
don't
real
realize
culture.
it, but Killeen, there is a culture here. Like there's a reason why. Let's say maybe me and Rendell make the art we make. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because what we saw.
Exactly.
I grew up in tattoo studios. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I don't know how Rendell grew up, but you know what I'm
Right.
saying? I know he was jerking, like he was dancing back in the day, like no on some real shit. Like they made
I remember that
they
Lil
made
Wayne.
awards and all that shit. Like
Mhm.
they I think it was on Fresh Jerk Apparel or something like that.
That's
or,
tough.
Yeah, it was one of those websites or something. I used to
That's tough.
tune in on YouTube and shit, watch that.
That's hard.
Yeah, right in front of the elementary school I went to.
So that's actually perfect to transition because my next talking point, obviously you've mentioned your parents, your family, and then I would throw Rendell into this conversation. Who are some of your creative inspirations now?
Creative inspiration.
Right.
Let's say on like, on a familial level, like all my family, my mom, my dad, my grandma, my uncle, my uncles, all of them, Uncle Sam, Uncle Bobby, Uncle Ralph, all of them. But then on people I don't know level, like celebrities, etc. I say, of course, I gotta say Kanye West. I gotta say like Prince. I gotta say Michael Jackson. But lately, on another level, I've been listening to just like random people on the internet. Bro, I've been trying to like get deep on SoundCloud, just find all the random people around the world. You feel me? I've been listening to like the young kids on the underground scene, like SGP West, Young Fazo, people like that. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's hard.
So just overall, bro, I be like really on the hunt actually to just find different people. Hard rock, be clean.
Okay.
I mean, I listen to a lot of like Opium, Playboy Cardi, Ken Carson, Destroy Lone. You feel me? Actually, I would say that kind of sums it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Nice little list too.
Yeah.
Not
But then on
a great
another level,
pool.
like before Travis Scott, I mean to like.
Oh, you're
to
good, bro. No, you're good. Dude.
Travis Scott a little bit, Tyler the Creator, ASAP Rocky a lot, bro. Like that Tumblr era was different. You feel
Yeah,
me?
bro, I'm
That
telling
Tumblr era
you.
was different. That's why I said that thing
On
about
that.
Pyrex earlier. You feel
Yeah,
me?
he
Like
was on that.
that Tumblr era was different, bro. And I feel like, of course, all the new era with Opium style stuff, like Playboy Cardi, etc. That brings the old stuff back, but brings it to the new. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like back if you would like no, you experienced that. You was on Tumblr, wasn't you?
Mm-hmm.
You experienced that, like
It's
it's
a
it
culture,
was a
bro.
different cultural world in
Yeah.
Tumblr versus what was happening on Instagram, Facebook.
My
some
lady, she still has a Tumblr, and it's definitely been adjusted and updated to try to compete in its own sense, but it still
Yeah.
has that same quality. I feel like when you get on it, you still have that. It
shit.
feels
Same
like
old
you're,
dashboard a little bit.
yeah, it still feels like you're doing something else other than getting on social media.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you're just talking to a big interpersonal group of people. Even though it could be 40 million people you end up looking at that day. You know what I mean? So I still like it more so
it
for
does
that
feel
fact.
very much more personal.
Yeah.
It feels like there's niches that you
Yeah.
actually like.
But then it's
learn
not,
about here.
it's also, it's not as raw as like a Reddit. It has
Yeah.
the soft core on
Yeah.
it, but it's not like, bro, you get on Reddit, you just gotta type the one word of anything that's sexual food, and it's gonna be just straight pornographic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Pornographic
God.
stuff on Tumblr. It's
Yeah.
like it'll be the soft, it'll be black and
Yeah.
white with a filter.
It'll be
on
like
it or
artful,
something.
yeah.
Exactly.
Reddit is like raw, but
Yeah.
like Tumblr's like, no, I'm gonna make it artful. I'm gonna like
Right.
pose a little nice.
Right.
You feel me?
Exactly. So
Yeah,
I think it's
that's
cool
what
for
you
that.
mean.
I think
I'm
it's
gonna wear
cool
like
for
a
that.
choker with it or something.
Yeah.
You know how girls
Yeah.
do on there.
He said-
That's what you mean, Brody.
Okay, so tell me about kind of where you're at now. I noticed that you've kind of fallen under management now. Like you said, you've aligned yourself with different relationships for yourself as well as on a business perspective. Tell me about that versus before when you were just doing indie,
it like
all on your own.
completely indie by myself.
Right.
Yeah. Honestly, we just getting started with a lot of that stuff. The main thing that I've been doing for a good little second is like with Rendell. So like that's a good partnership, and it's great because I can just say like, hey yo, I got this idea, we work on it. When it comes to falling under management for artist stuff, we still working on getting all the business structure together, finding out what we gonna completely do vision wise, etc. But we all got our own visions, and we gonna find out where that intersects. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. It's a process.
So it's really not been. I can't say it's been like a whole lot with that right now. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that's been like so big right now. But I will say the shift is going to be where everybody gets their cuts. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be even direct. You feel me? Like I already got Q on the royalty sheets and shit like that.
Right.
I'm about to talk to like family, see who the hell else wants to do this shit. You feel me?
Right.
Talk about who else wants to pull a team together, and then we can talk about where the employees are after that.
Right.
Team.
Where everything sits.
You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna find out from there. My whole vision for real though is like, you know, creative agency, angels only, brother. You know, I just want to keep on doing that, bringing people in.
Like
my main goal, bro, is I want a team, bro. Because when you have a team, it's like I've always heard this saying, like if you want to go fast, you go alone. You want to go far, you go with a team.
Right.
I really want to go far, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm trying to get land. I'm trying to do things with that land. I'm trying to like have like cool little buildings on that thing. I'm trying to have like a little Disney or something.
Right.
You feel me? And you know we imagine, we dream, etc. It's the things that we want. But you can't do too much just by yourself. What you gonna do that? Plow that whole land by yourself?
Exactly.
Nah.
Exactly.
You feel me? And I feel like America's so individualistic, and you know, really, let me tell you the inspiration for why I'm talking about this. One Piece, bro. You ever watch One Piece?
Yeah.
You know, come on.
Yeah.
You know, it's a One
Piece. It's a whole
Get
squad.
your crew together.
Yeah, it's a whole
and sail the
squad.
seas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
It
that's
takes-
what we're trying to do right now. We're
it
trying to
takes
get
a
the crew
village.
together and sail the sea.
I think it takes a village. I agree. And it's realistic. People think it's not realistic because the few people that have done it here go to their places, and it's all respectable. I say all things out of respect because everyone has the right to do what they do. But what happens, I feel, is that the people that attain that type of lifestyle or even something close, they'll get their piece of it and they'll go to their piece of wherever and they'll say, "This is mine," like a hoarder, like you said, individualistic,
Yeah,
because they're not used to it, so they don't want to lose the little bit that they have. And so I like that we're moving into the space where people can say, okay, I got this piece. How can it help someone else move up too? Because I know inevitably, regardless, that's going to help me. Whether it's indirectly stated or not, that's the type of business relationships we're existing in now. My partnership with them were conversations that evolved into a talent for talent partnership.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
See,
saying?
partnerships, bro, like that's, you see what I'm saying?
And
That is the way sometimes, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta go find out, like, who's gonna get a cut.
Yeah.
And how can I go talk this shit up to somebody else out there and bring some money back to us? You feel me?
Exactly,
And
because it brings
I got my
opportunities.
10%, you got your 10%, or
Exactly.
whatever the cut is, and we doing it. You feel me?
Exactly.
That's the best way, bro. Especially with that little setup that y'all got with, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
time for time. That is cool. That
Yeah.
is cool.
Yeah, it's gonna come in handy moving forward with my own things, and it'll force me to put my big boy pants on. Now I can't sit back and say, oh, I need a
There's
space.
no opportunity.
Right,
Yeah.
it's here. I can walk here. I have all my stuff that can fit in the
That's,
backpack.
you know what I'm saying? That's the
You
same.
know what
So
I
the
mean?
same questions you asked me, and you said like, "What's the difference?" Let me say that big boy pants now, because you ain't got it. Before, when you doing it by yourself, you ain't got to talk to nobody. It's you. It's your business. You can do your accounting how you want to do it, etc., etc. But no, now I'm gonna have to go get an accountant.
Yeah,
I have to. I want one.
gotta
You feel
communicate
me?
things and have it lined out.
You
Exactly.
feel me? So now it's like there's accountability. You gotta put your big boy pants on when you talking to other
Exactly.
people. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
When you just by yourself, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
And I want that though. I want to be able to like, hey, what's up? What can we all do? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you're down. What can we all do to like get us all up? You feel me?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's so simple.
It is, man.
It's so simple.
We were tricked. That's how I'll say it. We were tricked
to
over.
believe that this shit's a competition.
Yeah, over a period of time, and we've gotten to a point to where the script gets flipped so often over time that a lot of us are just stuck going with it because it's safer than not
Yeah.
from what we believe. But it's like the reality is, and again, it goes in with the wave of positivity and things that we're starting to show for now, is that it's starting to show for the people that are staying down for their dreams that does pay off. They lied to y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's time to start just questioning the norm in that sense, bro. That wasn't a complicated thing telling people they couldn't do this or couldn't do that. But they just showed us over periods of time certain things that they felt we were supposed to do. And we decided to believe them because we put trust in them.
Yeah.
In the same type of way that, I feel any of these relationships start, it was just on a larger scale. Before it was 8 billion people, it was probably 1,400 people.
Yeah.
I could probably, over time, get 1,400 people to a venue, respectfully speaking. It might take me a little more time, but
Yeah.
imagine that back then, when that's the whole
You
world.
knew those
You know
people,
what
you
I
could talk to those people. Like, at least in a city where it's 200,000 people or 1 million people or 8 billion people in the whole world, like, it's like there's all these niches. Everybody wants to be a different like individual. We got, and I mean, I could throw tags out. You know what I'm saying? Like tags out of words, like individualism and pessimism and etc. But that's like there's a reason why that's such a big thing these days. Like why that's even a tag. Why even anybody even talking about that? We're very individual here. That's the reason why I kind of want to change that shit, bro. One Piece inspired me. Like I want to be able to say like, hey, what can we do on a community level to make clothes?
Right.
And it's not on this like clout level where it's like, oh, I got my brand and I'm trying to like you ever heard the phrase art is war? Like why art gotta be war? Like I am a receptor of ideas and knowledge. You are a receptor of ideas and knowledge. Why can we not both be that? And I have my ideas that come out my head and your ideas come out your head. And somebody else is a consumer and wants to buy that. How can we both sell that? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Why we gotta be in competition? Fuck a competition. We both making art. I'm gonna make something different regardless. If I'm on my creative ways though. If you start copying, looking at other people's stuff and being like, okay, like how can we make that exact thing? Yeah, that's different. That's an art form. You know what I'm saying?
Because you're competing at that point. You're trying to manipulate a style to compete with that style. I get what you're saying.
So it's like, regardless if I'm on my creative ways, I never see myself as a competition with somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, eventually, like, when it comes to, like, you know how rappers are in the feature game and everything like that? Like, you gotta have certain features and stuff and make sure that this person on there and this person's not on there. Right. Or if I put the wrong person, man, like, what the politics? Like, I just want whoever I looked up to when I was a kid, like, get them on there. Yeah. Get them on the mic. You know what I'm saying? Maybe A$AP Rocky or something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Tyler Creator or something. Give them on the mic. Now, I wouldn't want, like, no, like, you gotta worry about that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to have to worry about, like, who's this and that, who's against each other, like, when it comes to art.
That's what makes being out here so difficult.
The fact that, like, this person can create, like, an album, this other person create an album, they're completely different. If they're the same, then they was trying to copy each other or something, or they're copying the same person. Type shit. So that's when it becomes a competition.
Yeah. I think that's part of why it's been so stagnant out here is because people get into that type of mindset as opposed to thinking, okay, we can all eat. Like I said before, and like you said as well, the individualism, getting that little piece and thinking, okay, I gotta hold on to this with everything I got because this is what I've gotten for myself. It's like there's so much more.
People gotta realize if like, especially with the individualism stuff, like let's say in Killeen or just like art, music period, like, okay, you make this one genre, but you make a sub genre. Like you make hip hop, but you make like hip hop that's like glow beats, but you live in Killeen.
Yeah.
Like who else is doing that?
Right. I feel what you're saying.
Killeen, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why are you thinking you're in competition with other rappers here? Because somebody's gonna want to listen to that particular glow beat one day.
Yeah.
Like it's like somebody might like McDonald's. I might like Walmart over HEB. No, I like HEB. You know what I'm saying? I like HEB over Walmart. But every once in a while, I mean, HEB don't got sewing supplies.
Yeah.
I gotta go to Walmart to go get some sewing supplies.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like it's just different flavors. Like I
love
cookies and cream, but I'm gonna get some strawberry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I tell my girl a lot of times
flavor, bro.
Whenever we get into situations and stuff, because she always expects things to be black and white, and I'm like, this is a phrase I use a lot that pisses her off, but it's true. Like, it just depends.
Yeah.
And I apply that to so much because I'll be like, she's like, you wanna go eat? And I'll be like, yeah. Well, where do you wanna go? Well, here, and then she'll throw out an option, and I'll say, well, it just depends, and she'll get mad. I'm like, bruh, because there's always a contingency that you can throw in that is going to be a reality. We're just not there yet. I'm just already accounting for it. Yeah. So I say it just depends. You know what I mean?
Because like, otherwise, if I just like make that commitment, like, yeah, I want to go eat, like,
then you said that, and then what if it's not? What's happening?
And I realized, and I'm too full. Like,
anything. What happens when you do that, for me, at least personally, is that if you don't leave it to saying something like that, you set an expectation. And more times than not, even if it's something minute, with our mentality as humans, when that's not met, I don't know what the other chemical is. I know dopamine is what's released when you're happy, but like you feel
She don't
disappointed.
get disappointed, yeah.
Right, and no,
yeah.
people. It's not just her. It's people in general, right? You expected the shoe to come out on the 18th. It came out on the 19th.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, damn, I
Disappointed
waited.
at first, but yeah.
I wait. Now, if you're just like, it depends on. I know it drops at 12 p.m. Eastern, but then it also says Mountain Standard over here, and that's 2 different times. Well, it just depends. So now, if you catch it late, you're not mad because you never set one expectation.
Oh
on
yeah,
something.
I feel you. It's like you pulled up to the store and everything, and like you, for some reason, you set that expectation, but you didn't even realize like
My whole thing
it might
is
come a whole other day.
with how everything is going. With they say history repeats itself, and so I just pay attention. Like even if something as small as something like that, or it's down to everyday tasks, like there's just less surety in setting your mind to something, because even the people we've expected to put our trust in to live, bro, it's like they can say you have to do this, get a COVID shot.
Yeah.
Bro, it's people that have real life complications from that, and they didn't trust the dude in the hood that they don't trust, the crackhead. They trusted the people that have the suits and ties on that said they went to school for 15 years. So I just applied all the way down. You know what I
was
mean?
talking to my girl the other day, and she told me like it depends, but and the whole reason was like because you could die any day.
Just
You know what I'm
depends.
saying? Some shit really does depend because it's like you really could die any day. Like why would I tell you? Like you know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's go on a I don't know vacation in 4 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why would I tell you that?
Right.
Let's 4 years gonna come, and then we can talk about it because
Yeah.
it really just depends at that point.
And that doesn't take away from planning. You can always set a plan. It's just about going through that each day. Being present in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some
Well,
people
why would I
get too
book it now?
far-sighted.
Like you know what I'm saying? We gonna book it 4 years in advance. Like okay, bam. Now like guess what? The whole world done blown up. You could have used that money or something to you know what I'm saying?
Done something in the moment. Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah. Are there any? I wanted to touch on kind of as like a closing. Just about where you're moving with the music. You've touched on it a lot of times, so I have an idea, with your overall goal, having, kind of a compound where you can create and interact with your people. But as far as the music specifically, where do you see yourself in 10 years with the music?
In 10 years, I definitely already gonna have like some land right there probably. Like we're gonna talk about it. I think in 10 years we should already have that land and be working on some shit like that. I don't really like just plan for 10 years, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really looking at like today, who else do I need to meet? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like today, like who do I need to meet? Bro, I'm literally like I was trying to get it before I came here. I'm about to get a tattoo that says "You will die." You know what I'm saying?
Touch on that real quick.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's talk about that. You would like, and I'm so against getting words on my body. Like I usually will not get words on my body. Like I the fact that I even got this tattoo because it has a letter on it was just different. You feel me? For me, like anybody else gets it, that's you. Like you got your vision for your body, but my vision is just straight animals, just straight like Eden's garden. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna say you will die, and I'm an artist. My deadline is when I die. You know what I'm saying? Like my deadline for my greatest project. So it's one day I'm gonna die, and let's say I make a great project and then I make a horrible project, and all the way up to then, like I'm like, fuck, this was a horrible project. Like I should never be in that mode. Like I should be like just making the next great thing, keep on making.
Right.
Because tomorrow I might die, and that was the last thing that people knew me for. You feel me?
It's like
so how about you start working today?
Right.
What did you want to make that you kept on saying like, oh no, I want to make in 5 years? What did you want to make in 5 years that you can make today?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How can you make it all work right now? Because, and I really want that, bro, because it's more so like don't lollygag. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be like chilling. You think, okay, shit's gonna be cool, or I'm waiting for this person. No, you ain't no waiting for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
yeah, we got plans, but look, up to then, I'm gonna find out how to squeeze everything else in between. So, it will die.
I think I like to get, perspectives, because that adds, it's just like a painting. You put something out there and then you get a chance to elaborate on it or have people interpret it. But that's actually really cool. I feel like I actually
There's
got
so many
sidetracked.
interpretations, you know what I'm saying, though,
Yeah.
for that, because that, like, what I told you is not like the full picture of how I see it, you know what I'm saying? It's more like there's so much behind that, like, you could just die tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? Like, I done been in car crashes, like, I done lost a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Like, and who wants to like lose their legacy and just be thinking like, man, like, you know,
That's it.
You gotta do right now.
Yeah.
Leave that shit for other people. Like, put people on some sheets, put people on some wheels so they can get your catalog, etc. Like, that's what people in, like, I learned that people in Japan, people like samurais used to do that. They like just write down like everything, you know what I'm saying? Everything they learn, just like studying in school. And they pass down these scrolls to generations and generations.
I literally
I can teach my kid how to do everything I know how to do. He could teach his kid, and we can all just be like Renaissance people. You feel me?
You have the pieces around you. I would say, as a closing, organize your time and make the time to do that. I do that now too. Not on the same sense, but I have notebooks that I've started with plants that I'm about to start growing, the animals that I have on my land, how to cultivate different pieces of the land, how to self-start certain things, and similar ideals, and that's why, again, going back to the beginning of this whole thing, I said I like how certain things move organically, because when certain
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I might say bro, soon we gonna be just trading knowledge, like what you said, like we're building these books, and that's where a lot of the collective conscious I feel like is going.
Yeah.
And eventually we just gonna be trading knowledge. Like, I got my own little homestead, and I need to know how to build that little pipeline or something. You know how to build that pipeline. I know how to feed this cow. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Feed this cow.
I like it. I think I think things would work easier that way.
Yeah.
You know.
What I mean? At least we'll be smarter that way.
Yeah.
Right now, I feel like we have a dumb society. Like, everybody just goes to work. They only know everything about their one job.
Yeah.
Like, we'll work or be ants, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then you come home and you want to watch TV and do your thing and chill and whatever people do for extracurriculars. But
I saw this post on
society.
My fellow brand ambassador. I saw a post on her story that I've seen, and that's really what kickstarted a lot of this. That, and then as well as you, I lost a close friend of mine the end of last year to suicide, and so that kind of kickstarted something to where I was like, I gotta press the gas no matter what. Like, I gotta go.
You will die.
You will die. And that's why I said I like that perspective, because it really hit me like that was my little dog, bro. So that, and then just acknowledging what it was. I lost my whole train, bro. I just feel like it's a necessity for us to apply it, you know what I mean, and to make sure that our messages, whatever it may be or whatever we're trying to strive for, that we elevate it and we get it out to the people. Because I've noticed too with that is that once our voices get louder and the wave, you know, is synonymous, the wave gets bigger. The wave travels further.
It's like all you have to do is do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do it, people catch up on it. If they don't, maybe that's just not where their soul is at right now.
Yeah.
But at least it left some type of imprint.
Exactly.
Like, people be telling me sometimes, like, why you tell that person that? Like,
yeah.
But it's because they had to know, like,
right.
Somebody else might let them live their whole life not knowing, like, man, that's not good. Like, you feel me?
Right.
We gotta, you know what I'm saying? We don't have to hold people accountable. Everybody gotta do their own thing. This is America. It's free. It's what it was built on. Like, it was supposed to be built on. Like, it's a little muddled up now, but
yeah.
It's just, at the same time, you gotta let people know. Because I'm free too. I gotta let you know.
Exactly.
So I feel like it's just what it is, bro.
Okay, cool. So I believe that's all I have for you today, man. I want to say thank you for the time. I appreciate what you do as an artist, as a creative. I enjoy to watch your growth from an outside perspective. And you know, the small things that we've done with each other behind closed doors as far as the business and networking. Just know that's what I'm here for.
Really, all types of graphics, all types of stuff too. Like,
done a lot of work, man.
Really, architecture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Trying to find out where we're going with this. Like,
Exactly. Putting the pieces together. Because once they get set in stone, like you said prior, the conversation about who gets what in that sense gets to come up. Because right now it's like everything's organic, bro. Like, everyone's trying to build. So
facts, like fucking like possessions at this point. Like,
yeah.
That's how I'm feeling too, bro. Like think about it. I could make my own brand, but why make my own brand? I could just work with Rendell, and I get to make the art, like a whole bunch of art.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what that partnership is opening up. Like, I get to make a whole bunch of art, and somebody else focuses on their niche. You know what I'm saying? My niche, I make the art. They niche, they make it like the art and the manufacturing. You feel me? So, you know what I mean? Like, he's his own like Enigma too. Like, I'm my own Enigma.
Exactly.
Vino, I'm working with Vino. He is on Enigma. Like, Q, he does a whole bunch of stuff too. Like, he does stuff that people don't even know. Like, you know what I mean? You won't find out for a second because it's gonna be great. You feel me? Like, when it drops, You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's in there.
so this is how we're moving, bro. It's like you see certain things right now. You see this one tape that I just dropped recently. You see a tape coming. If you don't see the stuff that's like, well, actually, you know what you said earlier, like what I got 10 years from now. That's why I also don't have too much answer because I can't just say like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
you
gotta do that shit first before you even talk about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Before you know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Q his own enigma too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I said, y'all tap in with Mario's Angels on all platforms. SoundCloud, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify also.
Yes, Spotify. Everything.